Today I'm going to be reviewing a zero tolerance knife. Got the box here. Got this a few days ago from goinggear.com. They are a store in Georgia, and I don't live close to Georgia, but they have good customer service, and I bought from them before, and they had this knife in stock, so I went ahead and purchased it. So what we're looking at today is the Zero Tolerance 0562. I have the G10 version, so let's get the best out of the way. This is a Rick Hinderer designed knife by Zero Tolerance. And if you're not familiar with his designs, he also came out with a 0560, I think a few years back, which is a larger version, and the 0566, which came out, I think it was about a year ago, which is a little bit smaller than this. Did not have the titanium liners, and it wasn't on the washer. That was a bad deployment. It wasn't on the washer bearings. It had the Kershaw Speed Safe system. If you're not familiar with Zero Tolerance knives, they are part of the Kershaw Knife Company, which is all the Kai Knife Company. So let's go over some specs on the 0562. We have an overall length of about 8 1/4 inch. You have a 3.5 inch blade. It's like a drop point. It's called a Rick Hinderer slicer grind he has on the blade. It's a stonewash finish, full plane edge, no serrations. You have Elmex steel, and if you get the 0562 carbon fiber, which you would have the carbon fiber scale instead of the G10 here, you would get M390 steel, so you do get a different type of steel. You also have, so you have the G10 scale here, titanium frame lock. Let's see, missing anything? Weight. Here's what we got. Weight is about 5.5 ounces, a little over 5.5 ounces. So it's not a light knife, but you know, you do it's a pretty big knife. 3.5 inches, but the blade is pretty big on this knife. It's a pretty wide blade, and it's kind of thick too. So, Rick Hinderer design. And when I saw this knife, I wanted to pick it up just because it's a neat looking knife. I like the deep carry pocket clip, and you can actually switch that off, right or left hand carry. You cannot do tip down, you can only do tip up carry. So if you do want a tip up carry knife, this isn't going to be for you. Now, Zero Tolerance says that this is a dedicated flipper. You see what it looks like is our thumb studs, but those are actually blade stops, and that actually says that in Zero Tolerance's manual that comes with this knife. That doesn't call these thumb studs, it calls these blade stops, and they're actually, you can't really get a grip on it, so you can't really deploy the blade with them. That was a bad deployment, but it's meant to be a flipper. And it has the washer bearings, or can't remember the thing, but it was, yeah, the bearings in it, which allow smooth deployment. And I gotta say, it's really comfortable in hand as well. You have these finger cutouts here, which give you a nice good grip on the knife. You got a little bit of jimping on the top. If you've seen, I don't have it, but if you've seen the 0560, which is similar to, there's jimping right here on the frame and as well in the blade, but this, they just took that away and put it just on the knife itself. Very comfortable, ergonomic knife. Feels great in the hand. I like the decorative pivot too. Let's see, serial number on this is 0359. It's just a lot of fun to deploy this knife. It's really smooth opening. This is the first zero tolerance knife I've purchased, and having this one, I understand why people go to zero tolerance to buy their knives, because it's just it's a very good quality knife and just feels great in hand. Yes, it's heavy. This is going into my EDC rotation though. I don't mind that it's 5.5 ounces. But something else that's in my EDC rotation would be a Benchmade 940 Osborne design. And this is a lot lighter. Osborne design knife 940 by Benchmade would be 2.9 ounces. So you're saving a lot of weight by the Osborne design. That's just because of the materials and also the blade. Now, side by side, you look at this, the blade length is close. The Osborne, I think, is 3.4 inches and the zero tolerance is 3.5 inches. But because of how wide the blade is compared to the Osborne, and just the handle material, G10, just the overbuilt construction of the zero tolerance, you're adding a lot of weight. So if you want a lighter knife, Osborne 940, it's a good choice. But there's something to say with this just overbuilt zero tolerance. That's one of the things they put on their box, that's overbuilt in the USA. And I definitely like the ball bearing system that they have here. It's a lot smoother than the assisted opening that the Kershaw offers, the SpeedSafe system. I have some Kershaw knives here. We have the Leek, Cryo, and Lifter. So these also deploy quickly. They're on that SpeedSafe system that Kershaw does. But the 0562 with this bearing system, it's just really smooth, and you sometimes have to give a little flick of the wrist to get it deployed, but it's very nice deployment. Just a really nice looking blade too. Overall, just really nice knife. And yeah, I'm satisfied. Oh, another little comment here. Although this is all titanium frame lock here, it's hard to tell, but right here where there's a screw, there's a little stainless steel insert for the lockup. And I've heard from other people that they worry that the titanium would wear out on the frame, so Zero Tolerance actually put a little stainless steel insert there. Also has a Rick Hinderer patented over travel stop, so you're not going to worry about wearing out this frame, pushing it too much and it won't come back. So you have that. The pocket clip is great, buries really deep in the pocket. I've never had one of Rick Hinderer's custom knives, but I've looked at the XM18 and saw some videos on it, and this kind of reminds me of a XM18. It's about the same size, with a 3.5-inch blade, and the clip that they have is not the exact same, but it's kind of similar in shape to the XM18. So it's definitely a cheaper way to get a Hinderer design, and you're not going to be waiting forever for it to be finished. Yeah, so this is the Zero Tolerance 0562. Highly recommended, and I'm not sure what the stock is, but definitely if you are looking at this, go check out goinggear.com. They have great customer service, and last I knew they had at least a few of these in stock. So that's about all I have to say about the knife right now. I'm going to start putting it in my... I've started EDCing it for a few days now. It's in the rotation for all the other knives I have. And if you have any questions about this knife, or any videos you want to see, just put a comment down below.